three ISD call or STD call. His name was John Draper. He hacked telephone line and make three ISD call. For example, he belongs to maybe one country, South Africa, and he was staying in USA, and he hacked telephone line and make a free ISD call to USA for a whole day. So, but later, when hacking syllabus defined, they will define, okay, that process was not your hacking. They said this process was freak. He was doing some freak.
He was doing what? Prank.
Freak. So, why do people hack? So we should at least know the reason why I will hack, why you will hack, or why people. So the reasons are basic bridging rights, curiosity, out of, based on curiosity I can, or I want to take a revenge from someone, then I will hack, or if I am feeling bored. So in order to take something interesting in my life, I will hack. Or I want to do some theft for financial gain. For example, transferring fund from Jacob account to Johnson account, or sabotage, vandalism, corporate espionage, blackmail, and extortion. Then questions: who are the youngest hackers? So Christopher Von Hassels, at the age of 5, exposed security labs in the Microsoft Live Xbox system. And after this incident, the greatest newspaper of the USA, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, published a news that now the age of hacker is dropping. And he did at the age of 5, and we are in early 20s, so we should think seriously about ourselves. Again, question: who hacked NASA in 1999? Jonathan James hacked their system between August and October, and on that time he was 15-year-old one, and he got access of all employee, all username and password of all NASA employee, or we can say Defense Threat Reduction Agency employee, and he also get access of all 3,000 messages communicated between them. Then again, questions basics we should know: why do hacker use Linux? The reason is because it is an open source system. This means that millions of lines of code of Linux operating system we can view publicly. And if you can view publicly, then we copy it and we can easily modify and come with a jack of Linux version. This is the new operating system, or there are so many: Ubuntu, Red Hat, Debian, for Python, for so many, for Raspbian, it is a Raspbian is also Linux-based operating system for Raspberry. So we may also develop and may rename and load on the website called Jacob operating system. Just like CDEC developed one operating system called Bharat operating system BOSS, just the Linux version. Just they download the code, they do some changes. For example, in the basic Linux, there is 25 application or utilities already installed. I add 5 more and commit them. For example, Kali also, they selected all network security tools and they install it. Code is same, basic code, lines of code, open source code is same. Then questions: who is the best hacker in this world? And our competition will with him after MTech or during MTech or in job after MTech, in job as a hacker or during PhD. He is our real competitor because in 2021 he is the best hacker. He is trusted by Fortune 500 company. That means the top 500 company according to revenue. Also government worldwide. So Kevin Mitnick is our competitor, and we should put his name in our enemy, and we should try. Yes,
Study table.
because he is the world's authority on hacking, social engineering, and security awareness training. In fact, the world's most used computer-based end-user security awareness training should bear his name. Then question may come, what is Kali Linux? Then we will answer, is a Debian-derived Linux distribution designed for digital forensic and penetration testing, and who maintain offensive security. Offensive security. This is a company. As a ethical hacker, we should learn 4 rules of ethical hacking. If we violate any one rule, then we can't claim as ethical hacker. We will become a black hat hacker. So first, before hacking the network or computer system, first you must receive written permission from the system owner. First rule. Second rule, place top priority on protecting the privacy of the owner of the hacked system. Third rule, report all the revealed vulnerability in a transparent way to the owner of the hacked system. Fourth rule is software and hardware vendor using that system or product must also be informed about the system vulnerability. So these are the 4 rules. Then again, questions come, ethical hacking is legal or illegal? So it is a legal action only if ethical hackers follow all the rules defined in what here above section, previous slide. The International Council of E-Commerce, or in short we say EC Council, provides certification program for ethical hackers, skill testing. This certificate must be renewed after 3 years of time. And there are other ethical hacking certificates that will also suffice, such as RHC, Red Hat, Kali InfoSec certification, OSCP. Now, as an ethical hacking student, we should know at least 50 terminology. So I arrange in alphabetical order from A to Z. So first, adware. Adware is a software designed to force pre-chosen ad to display on our system. It usually happens in our system, some ad display, and based on our browsing activity, adware select which ad I should show you. Attack. An attack is an action that is done on a system to get its access and extract sensitive data. So this is the one definition of attack. We can redefine in our other. Then the third word, backdoor. Every ethical hacker should know what is backdoor. Backdoor or trapdoor is a hidden entry to a computing device or a software that bypasses security measures such as logins and password protection. Then we should also know bot. A bot is a program that automates an action so that it can be done repeatedly at much higher rate for a more sustained period than a human operator can do. For example, sending HTTP, FTP or telnet at higher rate, or calling a script to create object at a higher rate. So now my question, what is the main way to avoid attack of bot?
Firewall or some sort of filter to see.
Yes, that is a technical answer, but the common people will say CAPTCHA. In order to recognize this is my bot, for humans. And what is botnet? Botnet, also known as a zombie app, is a group of computers controlled without their owner's knowledge. Botnets are used to spam or make denial of service attacks. We should also know what is brute force attack. So brute force attack is an automated and simplest kind of method to gain access to a system or a website. It tries different combination of usernames and passwords over and over again until it's get it. Again, what is buffer overflow? So buffer overflow is a flow that occurs when more data is written to a block of memory or a buffer than the buffer is allocated to hold. So if buffer is allocated to hold 4 GB and we write 10 GB, then there will overflow.
Will we be doing any practical buffer off?
But when you do denial of service setting, there is a 10 GB bandwidth will consume 20 GB.
I didn't mean like DOS. I meant like the buffer overflow. will we be doing any practicals for buffer?
Yes. So when we do denial of service attacks in lab, so what we happen? We know there is a 10 GB bandwidth of the website. So we start sending useless traffic and we consume all 10 GB. So they have taken 10 GB bandwidth from their hosting service for 1 day. So when we utilize in half hours with our denial of service attacks or packet floodings, when we pass a command like packet flooding, then everything will, their website will down for next 23 hours. When their bandwidth reset, then website will come. Clone phishing. Clone phishing is the modification of an existing legitimate email with a false link to trick the recipient into providing personal information. And what is crackers? There is a crackers in Diwali also, but this crackers is different. For example, I have a one software, maybe Windows or maybe Office, but I can't buy it. But I need to install Windows Office. Then what I think? Okay, get some crack of Windows Office. So that cracker is a tool to modify the software to access the features that is protected by copy protection features. So a person want to crack the software, they use crackers. So with crackers, we can crack any software, we'll generate there some key, and then we can install it. Denial of service attacks is a malicious attempt to make a server or network resource unavailable to user, usually by temporarily interrupting or suspending the services of a host connected to the internet. And another thing is DDoS, denial of service, distributed denial of service. So here one PC involved, here multiple PC. So if multiple PC, then we can say PC are distributed at different place, then our attack will also distributed to different. So we said DDoS is a distributed denial of service attack. It is a simple DOS attack, but on multiple PC. Then we should know exploit kit and exploit. Exploit kit is a software system designed to run on web server with the purpose of identifying software vulnerability in client machine, communicating with it, and exploiting discovered vulnerability to upload and execute malicious code. Exploit is a piece of software or a chunk of data or a sequence of commands that take advantage of a bug or vulnerability to compromise the security of computer or network system. Again, basic question, what is firewall? So firewall is nothing but is a filter designed to keep unwanted intruder outside a computer system or a network while allowing safe communication between systems and users on the inside of firewall. And what is keystroke logging? Keystroke logging is the process of tracking the keys which are pressed on the computer. For example, I installed one keystroke logger in Jacob PC. Then it will capture all key he pressed from his keyboard. Then, so my keystroke logger will start sensing when he press something with @ and with .com or something like that. Okay, then he think my logger think this is email. So after email, he will type password. So check it and collect it and send to my boss. Okay, Jacob pressed his email and now he is pressing this. So he will send all the key after he press, and I will try to use first 8, then first 9, then first 10 and enter into his system. What is a logic bomb? It is a virus secreted into a system that trigger a malicious action when certain conditions are met. The most common version is the time bomb. And what is malware? Malware is an umbrella term, or it is a collective noun term used to refer a variety of forms of hostile or intrusive software that may be virus, worms, Trojan horses, ransomware, spyware, adware, scareware, and other malicious programs. And what is a master key? As a master student, we need to develop this. A master program is the program a black hat hacker uses to remotely transmit commands to infect zombie drones, normally to carry out denial of service attack or spam attacks. So just like we heard about a master key, there is a master key which theft is one key open all the lock. There is a concept, although I have not seen it. Similarly, we have to make a master program. Same program can hack any system. So, first assignment to Jacob was develop a master program. Phishing. Phishing is an email fraud method in which the perpetrator sends out legitimate looking emails in an attempt to gather personal and financial information from the recipient. So when we learn search engine engineering tools in our lab, then we will do some phishing exercises by making website clone and using some mass mailer attacks. And what is a precursor? Again, I say precursors were the ancestor of hackers, or they were our previous generation, we are the current generation. So they are considered the original computer hackers, but on that time there was no computer, so they break into telephone network illegally and make a long distance calls. That's why the first hacker also called precursor. Then rootkit. Rootkit is a stealthy type of software, typically malicious, designed to hide the existence of certain process or program from normal methods of detection and enable continued privileged access to computers. Shrink wrap code attack is an act of exploiting holes in unpatched or purely configured software. It is a coding based. Social engineering implies deceiving someone with the purpose of acquiring sensitive and personal information like credit card details or usernames and passwords by using mass mailer attacks, phishing, and something.
When you say shrink wrap code, basically unpatched servers and stuff.
Yes.
That is what now.
So spam. A spam is simply an unsolicited email, also known as junkie, sent to a large number of recipients without their consent. For example, I am organizing conference, but my conference can only be attended by students or professors. But I don't know the emails of students and professors. Then I buy some email database of 1 million and I send conference invitation to all of them. Some may be sweeper, some may be anyone, but my mail will go to 1 million. Maybe with the assumption that okay, I will get at least 1,000 students, 1,000 professor also in 1 million, but I will try out. Then that type of mass mailing categorized by all SMTP server as a spam, and they put our email into spam. Spoofing. Spoofing is a technique used to gain unauthorized access to computer, whereby the intruder sends message to computer with an IP address indicating that the message is coming from a trusted host. So in last class I have shared some lab experiment. In also there is a spoofing email exercise. In that I tried to send message by becoming the president of USA with using his email president@usa.gov. And in that email, Joe Biden write to me, I am tired now. I am going to resign from the post of US president, and I found Johnson as a suitable candidate for it. So please, Johnson, come and join me.
So we're doing practicals for spoofing.
I have put yes, I will do in our lab.
You've already done.
No, we'll do.
Okay.
That was BTech lab experiment. So I just sent for practice. But when I will cover unit 1, then I will cover in lab all BTech lab experiment. And when I will start unit 2, then I will start MTech lab experiment. So a spyware is a software that aims to gather information about a person or organization without their knowledge, and that may send such information to another entity without the consumer consent, or that asserts control over a computer without the consumer knowledge. Then we should know SQL injection. So SQL injection is a SQL code injection technique used to attack data-driven application in which malicious SQL statements are inserted into an entry field for executions. So we can see with one real example. No, but when I see here, so for example, in SQL, select a star from user where user ID equal, and if user ID match, then they will give you the details of that users. But what happens? In I have no any users and password current detail. So what I will try to do, I will try to execute this type of statement. Select a star from user where user ID equal 105 or 1 equal 1. So in this statement, 1 equal 1 will always true. So and in our statement, if any statement is true, then final result is also true. So I don't think if user ID 105 does not exist, but all again we will get all the data because it is a or statement. If it does not exist, then this is true and we'll get all data. So this type of query we want to insert into database, that we say we put some SQL injection and get all database access. Again, what is a threat? So threat is a possible danger that can exploit an existing bug or vulnerability to compromise the security of a computer or network system. Then what is a Trojan? Someone seen some Hollywood movie, in that there is a Trojan. What is the movie name?
Actually, isn't it from the this thing, Spartans from the
Yes, Spartans.
from the actual book? From the book, it's not from
Yes.
the movie.
So you can see also movie called as Spartan. In that they
They used
use the Trojan horse, and they put their army men inside the wooden horse, and the enemy kingdom think it is a gift. So they take inside their fort, and in night all army soldiers come outside of the horse, and they open the gate, and the army roll back. And so it is just same. It do also same thing. Trojan horse. It also is come inside our PC, and it is a malicious program disguised to look like a valid program, making it difficult to distinguish from programs that are supposed to be there, designed with an intention to destroy files, alter information, steal passwords, or other information. Virus is another terminology we should know it. A virus is a malicious program or a piece of code which is capable of copying itself and typically has a detrimental effect, such as corrupting the system or destroying data. Then vulnerability. A vulnerability is a weakness which allows a hacker to compromise the security of a computer or network system. Then another terminology is worms. A worm is a self-replicating virus, just like coronavirus. Self-replicating. That does not alter files but reside in an active memory and duplicates itself. Then there is a terminology called cross-site scripting. In short term, or XSS is an acronym for it. XS is a type of computer security vulnerability typically found in web applications. It enables attackers to inject client-side script into web pages viewed by other users. And the last but not the least, what is zombie drone? So a zombie drone is defined as a hijacked computer that is being used anonymously as a soldier or drone for malicious activity, for example, distributing unwanted spam emails. So this is the lecture 1, unit 1. Okay. Then in our next lecture, we will start some other. And next lecture is tomorrow, March 9 to 9:50. Yes. So in unit 1, lecture 2, I shall discuss different phases involved in an exploit by a hacker. Then we discuss different types of attacks. That may be malware attacks, phishing attack, denial of service, just the basics, and we'll discuss some. So in tomorrow we'll discuss this. Today lectures I have shared, and now again you should start anything with the end goal in mind. Either think for 1 million package in a cyber security, just like the best hackers in 2021, or think for at least 4,000 per month as scholarship for your PhD after this semester. And for this, your duty is to read these two journals. IEEE transaction, so in cyber security, they have two transactions called IEEE transaction on dependable and secure computing. Another one is IEEE transaction on information and
So how do we proceed with like writing papers, and what is the procedure? Because I've never exactly paid, so I don't know the procedure.
no, first you will read paper.
Okay.
You will open called Google Scholar,
Okay.
and here you search ethical hacking. So it will not search the website, the news site. So if you search ethical hacking in a normal Google, they will give you news results. This hack, that hack. Someone say what. But if you search ethical hacking in Google Scholar, they will show you only book, only research paper, and something like that. So say this is a one IBM System Journal, one paper published called Ethical Hacking. There is a one book, a PDF is available here, the basics one. There is another book called Ethical Hacking and Penetration Testing Guides. There is another journal, International Journal of Computer Science Trends, Study of Ethical Hacking. There is another paper in International Journal called Is Ethical Hacking Ethical?
Nice person.
Yes. So, in another conference, you will find Ethical Hacking, the Security Justification Redux. There is another journal called Journal of International Technology that publishes a paper, The Ethics of Teaching Ethical Hacking. Again, one more paper, Ethical Hacking and Network Defense, Choose Your Best Network Vulnerability. So you may go through these PDFs. Maybe you will go for go to page 2, go to page 3, go to page 7. Issues of implied trust in ethical hacking, or ethical hacking, a technique to enhance information security. For example, we are opening this paper. So this is the paper. These are the title. He is the author, Prabhu Kumar. This is the journal header, leave it. So this is the titles. This is author name. This post affiliation. So first we write summary of our research. That we write in last. When you write all paper, then you make it summary. We'll write some keyword in it. Then first section of paper will introduction about your work. Second, working, maybe methodology, or here it is a working of an ethical. So in third or fourth section, we'll discuss the environment you create using hardware and software and everything. Then you will discuss your results, how good results you are getting. Then finally, for the research paper, last section will conclusion. Then what is future as well. So that is for research paper. And for review paper, read all these papers and make a summary in your paper. So which paper you refer, you will put as a reference. And if you take some idea from this, then you will see. Here they have mentioned. They got this idea from author named Komai and Mendia 2017 will paper name, years, paper name. So these are the reference sections, and they are citing about.